Hey guys, welcome back to The Right Way. I have little Adeline here with me, my assistant today. She's going to be helping us smoke a pork butt.
Hey guys, I'm 6 years old and I am kindergarten. I'm 6 years old.
Yep, and as you see here, my 6-year-old is going to do most of the cooking. I'm just here to support her. So what we got today, we picked up a pork shoulder butt. You can go from range from 7 to 8, even 9 pounds. It's going to feed probably about 10, 12 people easily. My family eats on it for about 3 days, and so that's just, snacking on here and there. It's that good. And also too for dinner, making sliders, pulled pork sandwiches, tacos. And even what we're doing tonight is trying out I believe we're using some toast this time. Does that sound good to you?
Yeah, that's a good deal.
Okay, so we got the pork butt, and so as you see here, we're gonna kind of dive into kind of cutting off that fat. I know some of you guys really love having that fat on there, but for me, sorry guys, it's gotta go. I wanna try to get off as much as I can, and that way too, I can get as much seasoning as I can on the actual meat itself. And today I'm using McCormick's. It was buy one, get one. I'm cheap, I know, but if you guys have any favorites, send them to me. I'll be more than happy to try it. Put it in the comments. Let me know what you guys prefer. I know there's a lot of them out there, but hey, let's hear it. What do you prefer? And so I'm gonna dig into that, but also too, down in the comments, the details, I'm gonna put a grocery list to help you guys out while you're at the store. And that's gonna consist of brown sugar, stick of butter, the good stuff, honey, whatever you want. This is organic. My wife likes organic. I don't know why. It's all the same to me. But, just have some organic honey here and some apple juice. And so we'll go throughout the entire, also too, don't forget seasoning. But as we go, we'll kind of show you where we use all these different ingredients and things like that and my method. This is how I do it. This is what I prefer. A lot of people love it, so I'm kind of sticking to what I know and just kind of sharing it with you guys. And so if you have any suggestions or anything else, put it in the comments. Let's talk about it. Nothing negative, but all those, any kind of feedback, I encourage it. So let's get started. All right, guys. First thing we got to do is get this thing cranked up to 225. So we're going to be cooking on the Daniel Boone today on the Green Mountain Grill. And we're going to be cooking, as I said earlier, about 225. And so what we're going to do, though, looks like I need to top off the pellets. And I'll show you what I'm going to be using today for those as well. Here's what I'm using today is the signature Traeger pellets. I'm just a really big fan. Everything's really come out perfect when I used this in the past. So I'm kind of just sticking with what I know. And that's going to be the Traeger signature pellets. Got the meat out, got it ready to go. This is a 9-pound pork shoulder that I'm gonna be slicing up today. And all I'm kind of I'm going for these big white pieces of fat on here that just won't, as everyone knows, they're not gonna render down. They're just gonna be there at the end of the day, and I have to pull them out at the end anyways. So what I like to use is this little sucker. It might look small, but it's very sharp. Slice up that fat pretty easily. And also I like to grip everything with a paper towel. It makes life a lot easier, and also just to kind of clean up a little easier. Even got some nitrile gloves on today. So basically cleaning up the backside. As you can see, I've already got a big, huge chunk of fat that you can see how thick that is right there. That's just never gonna cook down, and it would never get seasoning into the actual meat right here. I'm kind of just cutting it away still a little bit more. And so what I need to do now is kind of clean this up, and a little bit on the back side here, and got the good stuff down there, by the way. And so after that, I'm gonna come right back and we're gonna season it up and we can be ready for the smoker. All right, guys, just bringing it back. We got all the fat cut off now. As you can see, it's pretty excessive. That would have been just, this right here would have been just, chewing on that at the end of the day, just being excessive. So you don't want that in your meat. It's just not good for anybody. So what we're gonna do now is jump into covering the meat itself in our rub. And so Adeline's gonna take over now. So Adeline, go ahead and take away and cover it up.
Okay.
Get in there good. Go, go, go. Also, guys, while she's doing that, I forgot to mention earlier, while you're at the store, grab you a couple of these aluminum trays and we'll show you what to use those for later down the path here as well, because it'll make a clean up a lot easier. All right, so we'll come right back and show you what it looks like when we're all done and had time to let it sweat out a little bit as well.
Got everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Like gloves. His gloves.
See,
Got
do it on the tray so you can flip it around.
looks like cheese. Looks like cheese. Looks like cheese to me.
Oh yeah. Okay, now we're all done with, we got the rub on there. We've been letting it sit probably 8 to 10 minutes. And as you see, it's kind of sweating out, kind of really getting that rub into the meat. I like to have it sit there that way too. It kind of sticks to the meat. That way when you throw it on the smoker, it's not as, falling off all over the place. So really went heavy on it as we discussed earlier, because I like to have it on there so it's not falling off and everything. But once you get it on the smoker, you can just throw a little extra on there to touch it up if you want to. But you'll be all good. So we're gonna put it on the smoker at 225. It's going now. It's coming up to temperature. One thing about the Green Mountain Grill is that the app I can see here, watch it from time to the temperature, helps me really kind of go do what I need to do and do things around the house and kind of just really focus on that instead of worrying about the meat all day. So also when we throw it in the smoker, I'm gonna come back every hour and spritz it with a little mixture I'll show you later on. And one of the items that I forgot totally about the shopping list. So at the end of the video, before you do this recipe, if you choose to, check out the shopping list. Everything will be there, that what you need that I'm using as we go. But one of the most important, apple cider vinegar. Use that for my spritz as we go. Once an hour, a little spray bottle. It doesn't matter, don't have to be fancy, just spray it on there. Kind of moisten it up a lot, and just really about once an hour is all I do. So I'm really looking for that, not really that temperature to pull it off and wrap it, but really just the look of the meat, and I'll show you a picture of that later on, later down the road. And it really takes about, this whole process, you're looking from 7 to 8 hours total, from prepping the meat, getting everything ready, your ingredients, and also too at the end, even letting it cool off and before you shred the meat itself. So before, this is not a long process, but at the same time, it's the time is just that much better in the meat. So if you have to round it up, I'd even say 8 to 9 hours if you really choose to. So that's my process. That's what I do. Is really watching it on the app, and also just really look for that color in the meat before I take it off. So we're gonna go ahead and head out to the smoker and get going. Okay, y'all. I'm throwing on the meat now. Basically just what we're gonna do is just throw it right in the middle. That simple. Don't get fancy with it. Just throw it right in the middle. You can get a little extra. French it on there. There we go. Boom. All done. We got the temperature. It's a little high right now. It's hot out here in the summer. And so we're gonna let it sit there. It's fine at that temperature. It's hitting the 230s. It's fine. I even might kick it up a little bit later on. But we're gonna get out here, smoke some grass, clean up this nasty looking yard after the hurricanes came through here in Florida. So just hang out with me and we'll come back and kind of show you the process. All right, now what we're gonna do, we're gonna kind of plan ahead and be ready to kind of have our spritz ready to go while the meat's going on. Got plenty of time, but planning ahead is always the best way to go. So got my gloves ready to go. Also, I have my nitro gloves outside. I'll throw those on with these, so whenever we need to have the meat, those are out and ready to go. But really the spritz, you can get fancy with it, throw some bourbon on there if you want, or just have a sip of it as you do it. It's always recommended. But right now, all I'm gonna do is use some apple juice and apple cider vinegar. I don't really measure, that's, if you wanna get percentage-wise, about 80-20. So what you wanna do is go for the apple cider vinegar and just gonna throw it in there first. Make sure you don't overdo it on that. Here you go. Get a little splash of apple cider vinegar, some apple juice. I'm always gonna fill it to the top, so I'm gonna use all of this for the entire cook. There we go. Also, lifesaver right here. Get you one of these. It's like 50 cents. Amazon. Gotta love it. So do that. Seal it up. Throw it back in the refrigerator if you want to, or just throw it over there beside the meat on the grill. And also too, just set your timer. Get the app ready to go here. And now it's just waiting game. Now it's time to kind of spritz the meat, kind of just keep it moist, guys. We're not really looking for anything to make it too soggy or anything like that. Just kind of keep it moist. Hit all the sides as best you can. Good enough. All right, guys. The meat's been on the smoker for about 5 hours now. And, you know, even though it's about 5 hours, you know, it's usually kind of average ballpark in around 5 hours. But I'm really looking for the color that of the meat before I actually place it in an aluminum pan and take it off and wrap it up. And so, with that being said, before we go out there, and I'll show you what the color is I was referring to, but what we're going to do, we're not going to just simply wrap the meat in the aluminum foil. We're going to place it in the aluminum pan we talked about earlier. Before that, we're going to place brown sugar, some honey, a stick of butter, a little extra seasoning, and the remainder of our spritz, the little juice that we've been using. Good job. Okay, good job. All right, so now we do now, sprinkle that on top of there. Okay, now, okay, we got it nice and buttered up. Okay. Let's go ahead and get that butter off of there. Okay, yeah. All right, guys, so I have a layer of brown sugar on the bottom layer. Good dose of honey on top, probably a couple passes there, just should be plenty. Put as much as you like, and then a stick of butter on top of there, and then just another quick little coating of the rub on top. And then once we get outside, I'll put the remainder of this in the bottom, just to kind of saves a little bit of a mess, just in case. But that's pretty much our base that we're going to make in the bottom of the aluminum pan. But this is what I was referring to earlier. This is that deep dark color that I was looking for. Kind of the juices are kind of flowing here. I've got the color I want. I'm ready to pull this in and put it in the pan because it's almost not even really going to take any more actual smoke into the meat itself from this point on. All right, guys. So kind of went ahead and brought out that juice we were talking about earlier. All it is that 80-20 mix of apple juice and apple cider vinegar. Just go ahead and pour that in the bottom of your pan as well. Hey, get a couple spritzes while you're out of it. Wrap it up. Then go ahead with your cloth gloves, nitro gloves, before you grab it. Go ahead and get it, and just throw it right on in there. once we get that in there, so you're going good. So I just need to go ahead and get my thermometer going. This is about the time that actually I ever use these things. Just kind of wrapping it up. So throw that in there like that, right in the thickest part. Tight. Just throw it in there. And we'll watch it, and we're going to bring it up to about 195, 200, and we're going to pull it. So see you back when that time comes. So we are right at 200. It's good enough for what we're doing today here. So what I'm going to do now is just go ahead and take her out. Just be extra careful of the liquid and juice in there. Do a little sneak peek. Ooh, that smells good. There she is. Go ahead and slide that out. There, look how tender it is, already coming apart. See that? The bone's about to fall out on its own. We're gonna let this sit for about 30 minutes to 45 minutes, maybe an hour, and kind of let it just kind of cool down and kind of just soak in its juices, and we'll come right back. So the meat's been sitting out for about an hour now, cooling off, kind of just soaking in all that juice and everything that's been sitting. Our mixture that we made before we put it in the aluminum pan. So what we're gonna do now is go ahead and start unwrapping and start pulling this thing apart. We're getting it ready for dinner. Let's see what we got. Oh, buddy. And so what I'll even do too, as I'm breaking up any kind of fat pieces or anything, I'll throw in this as use it for my trash as well. But just take a look and see this bone, see how fast it comes out. Not to make a mess here. All right, so I'd say that's pretty clean. That's about as much as it comes off, but bone clean as day. All right, so I'm gonna break this up. Also too guys, all this juice in here and everything, no one really, in my family at least, and usually using sauce on this, but you do you, whatever works best for you. So feel free, but I would say I encourage you to try without any kind of barbecue sauce yet. Just see what kind of sauce you think about this is sitting in. It's got a lot of moisture, a lot of flavor to it. Just let me know. But I'm gonna get working on this, and I'll bring it back to show you what we're having for dinner tonight. I forgot to mention that we have a second aluminum pan here that we're kind of breaking everything in, kind of a little bit cleaner, a little bit nicer. Presentation also just that way around the house. When you if you have to put it in the refrigerator, it's nice and clean. This one's kind of marked up everything from the smoker itself. But as I put everything in here, I just kind of want to show you kind of just how tender this meat is. Here's a piece right here. It's a really good looking piece. But you'll see, all you do, pull it apart. You shouldn't have to fight it. It's supposed to just crumbling in your hands. It's that easy, guys. All right, y'all. So I got the meat separated from the juice, and also went ahead and pulled out every bit of piece of fat that I could find. Even though you guys saw me cut a lot of it off, as you see here, there's still a ton still in there. But I know my family doesn't like any bit of fat in there, and also I want everyone to have nothing but a great piece of pulled pork when they are eating this, and not having to chew on anything they didn't expect. So last thing to do, like I said, got a clean tray, nothing but the meat's ready to go. Just gonna pour this juice over top of it, and we're ready to I'll make some sandwiches. We have some amazing looking Texas toast covered in pulled pork, and so nothing but love for 8 hours of cooking this up, and it looks amazing. I'm ready to dig in. So if you guys don't mind, hit the like button. Thank you for viewing, and if you want to see more, let us know. Also, let me hear your suggestions, comments. Let's see it. At the same time, what else could we cook? What else is out there? Maybe I haven't tried it yet. Maybe it'd be new. Let's try it. Let me know in the comments. Thanks, guys. Bye. Bye.